it's 3 in the morning, like 3:30 in the morning, and I need to sleep to make sure that I can wake up like around 9 or 10 latest in order for me to have a good productive day again. That's a new page that I worked on, but I'll jump right into it. So I just want to showcase how complicated, simple quality of life improvements can be on the back end, right? The feature that we're working on at the moment is the IOU to blend connection, because IOUs essentially are blend items, right? But like informal blend items, let's say. So there might be instances where users, in this instance, a user did request that an IOU be connected to blend items. This was a feature that I'd worked on before and I thought was working. Clearly wasn't. So this is kind of like the list of the rules that I've created, and things that I need to ensure are happening on the back end. So when a user is creating an IOU, a pop-up or a tick box in this instance can appear asking them if they want to make the IOU affect planned items as well, or create a planned item transaction, right? So there are two essential things that we need to check, right? If a user has a due date, then create a one-time planned item, right? So if a user has a due date already, because planned items work on a due date. If you don't have a due date, you can't create a planned item. But if they do have the due date, create a planned item. But you can't create just any planned item. You have to create a one-time planned item. Otherwise, next month that IOU is going to pop up again. I mean, the planned item is going to pop up again, and maybe it's going to be orphan data because now it won't be connected to the IOU. Complicated. But that's just that, right? So if there's no due date, make sure that the user creates a due date if they want to connect it to planned items. Otherwise, it's fine. And then if an IOU is deleted, then the planned payment must also be deleted naturally, right? If an IOU is forgiven, then the planned item must be deleted, right? So if you forgive an IOU, that means the person doesn't have to pay you back anymore. The planned item is null and void, so that should also be deleted. But now you have to remember that in this instance, the IOU hasn't been deleted. It's been recorded as kind of settled or bad debt, or whatever the case might be, on the back end. But then on planned items, it has to delete it completely because it's no longer valid, if that makes sense. If an IOU is paid up, then the planned item must be marked as paid, right? So if an IOU is paid up, then the planned item can then be marked as paid, right? So it will appear on the planned item history where it marks it as paid. But then now we also have to be careful that there is no duplication of data, right? Because planned items affect transactions. They create transactions, right? When you mark a planned item as paid, then it creates the transaction for you. The IOUs affect transactions because when you receive money in an IOU, it creates the transaction. So you have to make sure that there's only one transaction for both of the things that are affecting the one thing. Like there's a whole bunch of things. I'm already like 3 minutes, 10 minutes in 3 minutes and 10 seconds into this, so I'm gonna stop here. But yeah, let me go sleep.